G'day guys, Ronny Dahl, Four Wheeling Australia. In this video, off-road mistakes and how to avoid them and what they actually are.
Ronny.
So, what? Let me finish the lines. Alright guys, welcome to the worst mistakes off-road. I have shot one about common mistakes off-road, but they're sort of like really basic common stuff that beginners don't really know. But this is the worst stuff. This is stuff that can end up in trashing your vehicle, hurting you, or possibly even ending life. So these are serious and some of the worst mistakes you can do off-road. Bad mistake people make is using unrated recovery gear. Now, I've said this in many other videos, but this is something that could potentially end up in serious harm, vehicle damage, or even death. Rated recovery gear, rated snatch strap, rated winch ring, rated soft shackles, rated bow shackles. Make sure that all your gear is rated that you're using, and make sure everyone stands far away when you're doing a recovery. Only the people operating the recovery should be near the recovery. Everyone else should be far away. One of the worst mistakes you can have is have too many people around, kids, bystanders, and using unrated gear. For example, a tow ball. We don't use tow balls. This is what happens when you use a tow ball. This is the entry hole on the back, which is fiberglass. It's gone through, and here's fiberglass from the back door that travel with the tow ball. The tow ball's in there. We also don't recover off bull bars because this happens. There are 3 lessons here we just learnt. Do not use a tow ball to recover from, do not use a bull bar to recover from, and do not stand within the death zone. And tie down points, we don't recover off either. So it has to be rated recovery points. It is one of the worst mistakes people make off-road. Bog holes. If you do not check the bog holes before you go through them, or any little water hole that's got a bit of water in it, if it kind of looks, it could potentially be deep, check it. When it comes to these small ones, don't be fooled, because this may seem shallow here. I mean, that's still
a good 2 feet.
That's still a good 2 feet, that's right. But what if you drove in without thinking, you're going to be sinking? That rhymes.
That's deep.
You can see how deep it gets here. That's pretty deep. If you don't have a snorkel, you don't have big mud tires and things like that, that is going to catch you out, because that's how deep the rut is. You're going to belly out in the middle. So these little puddles can hide big holes. It can actually lead to you flooding your vehicle. It can lead to worse things than that as well. So do not just go through a bog hole without checking it first. Even if there's heaps of peer pressure, that's when it mainly happens. When people are egging you on, go through that bog hole. And here's me getting stuck in a bog hole. Back on recovery gear. This is another one of those worst mistakes people make, and that is panic or rushing into a situation blindly, not assessing the situation. So say if a vehicle is flooding, it's bogged in a deep bog hole, people just rush in and just maybe someone might go behind the vehicle, which has happened to us in the past. And if that vehicle all of a sudden reverses, he might not know that there's someone behind trying to hook up a snatch strap or something. So panic is one of the worst mistakes you can make when something happens off-road. I understand that sometimes if you're bogged and the tide's coming in, you've got to move quick, but don't panic. You must have an action plan and assess what's going on, because your life is worth more than your vehicle is. So keep that into consideration. Also other people's lives too. Your vehicle can be replaced, someone's life cannot be replaced. Planning your path. Make sure you have a game plan at hand. And I'm talking about the technical stuff. If you're going to drive up a technical hill, get out of your car, have a look around, walk the path. Because when you're looking back down on the hill, if you're going up, it looks very different to looking at it the other way around. Ooh.
That's slippery.
You'll be able to see and spot different lines, and probably the smarter line as well. So always get out and have a game plan of when you're going to climb a hill. From the driver's seat is not the place to plan your routes or to plan your technical climb. You can't do it from here. All you can do is point and shoot. As you're driving up the hill, things are going to jump at you, and you can't just do that. You have to get out and actually walk it. One of the worst mistakes you can do off-road is not checking that river crossing properly before doing it. It's not just about how deep it is. It's not just about the base of it. Is it slippery? Is it soft sand? What is it? It's not just about those two things. It's also about the flow. The flow is the most dangerous part of an actual river crossing. If it's flowing hard, you could be swept away. The best way to measure the flow is to walk it yourself. You have to walk it yourself. If it's above your knees and it's flowing really hard, you probably shouldn't cross it. If you have to turn into the current to be able to cross it, you probably shouldn't cross it in a vehicle, because most vehicles above knee heights, they could get swept away. This big surface area on your vehicle, if the water should hit that, it will potentially push your vehicle off course into a deeper section or off the floodway even. That's the worst case scenario. You'll be drowning. If it is, however, below knee height and it is flowing hard, most of the time you can get away with it. There's been multiple times we've crossed rivers that have been below sort of halfway up our shins, flowing really hard. The vehicle usually will go through it all right. But if you're not sure, just don't cross it. If you're up in the Northern Territory or far north Queensland or far north Kimberley where there's crocs around, if you're not sure, don't cross it and don't walk it, because you may get taken by a croc.
Ah, bugger.
So the next off-roading mistake.
Damn it.
What?
Got a flat.
You got a flat?
Yeah, you got a jack?
No, you got a jack.
No, I thought you were bringing it.
No, I don't have a jack.
Oh, hang on. It's just staked. We could just plug it and air it up and go. You got
No.
You got a plug-in kit?
No, you got a plug-in kit.
No, I thought you were going to bring the plug-in kit.
Did you bring the tyre on at least to get the thing off? Well, I don't have one either.
We're stuffed now.
What a tool. We actually have all our tools here, but that's a very common mistake that a lot of people do. They don't have the basic tools to even remove a wheel off their vehicle, or even a jack, a sufficient jack, for instance. Did you bring a screwdriver?
No.
God damn it.
Did you?
No. Very simple one, this one. Kind of, common sense almost. Stopping on blind corners. When you're off-roading, if you stop on a blind corner for whatever reason, have a think about it. Someone comes racing around the corner, they'll crash straight into you.
bloody hell, dude. What are you doing parked on a blind corner?
Sorry, man. You actually got pretty close there. I'm sorry.
Jeez, lucky I was paying attention.
Lucky I was half off the road too.
Yeah, I think you owe me a beer or two.
Also, going too fast around blind corners is also not a good idea. I know a lot of people, they will beep the horn when they go around a blind corner. Just, you know, the chance that if someone's coming on a motorbike around the corner or another full drive, that they might hear them. So think about it, take it easy on blind corners, and do not park on blind corners. One of the other worst mistakes that people do off-road is fall into peer pressure and take on something that's well over their head, that's well out of their league to try and take on. They don't have the skill set or the confidence to do yet, but yet they will still take on a gnarly hill and not really have much of an idea what they're doing. That is a very common, but one of the worst mistakes that you can make, because you're going well in over your head. Something will go bad, I can almost guarantee it, and when that happens, you're going to be too scared to go off-roading later. You're going to lose your confidence. Don't go in over your head, gradually take on things. Use spotters like we spoke about earlier. Just keep an eye on those bushes on your right, or keep an eye on the back. Just get as close to them as you can, because we need you to go as straight as possible now. Nice and easy. You might have to pack a few rocks in maybe. Yeah, hold it there. Hold it. And walk the tracks first. Make sure that it is something that you actually want to put yourself through, and your vehicle. And is your vehicle even capable of doing it? Don't go in over your head. Continuing on the worst mistakes you can do off-road. And this one is relying on the handbrake. And it's not just for Land Cruiser owners, mainly for us actually, but anyone relying on their handbrake. You should never do that. If you're going to park on a hill facing up or down or whatever the matter is, park it up, put it in gear, turn it off, then pull your handbrake up. Don't rely on your handbrake. One bloke a while ago got run over in his swag because the handbrake failed overnight. Other people have lost their vehicles going down sand dunes, going down the power line track in Perth, for instance. It happens all the time. Do not rely just on your handbrake, or this will happen. Even I learn from my own mistakes. Well, I hope you enjoyed part 1 of worst mistakes. There is a part 2 coming up. What is the worst mistake you've made off-road? And my Land Cruiser handbrake has now been installed.